Hello, this is Tom Morehouse. I'd like to talk to you today about business planning, about planning your year, planning your career, having a business plan. It's very important to have a business plan, and we're going to divide this into three different sections. First, we're going to talk about the reason for planning. If you plan, you're going to have a much more higher likelihood of success as opposed to just letting things happen. If you fail to plan, many people say you plan to fail. Many people get into real estate and other businesses and don't have any idea where they're going, where they want to be, how they want to get there, any of those kinds of things. So what we're going to talk about today is basically looking at your year and trying to look at what you want to do. This is something you need to do as soon as you get into the business. Many people spend a whole lot of time and energy trying to figure out what to do, when to do it, how to do it, but they don't ever sit down and commit it to paper and put it in their phones so they can look it up every day, calendar it, so they can make it happen. So we're going to first talk about the overall idea of planning, why it's important for you and your career. And you want to start out by looking at what you did this year or last year and what you're planning on doing. So you review what you've done. You look at how much money you made last year, how much your expenses were, how many transactions you closed, your listing appointments, buyers you worked with, average sales price, average commission check, present pendings, active listings, how many days you worked, total hours prospected, contacts, things like that. So it's very important that you do these kinds of things and do them on a regular basis. Several parts of this are having to do with, number one, being honest with yourself. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you're capable of doing? Do you have other things in your life that are going to take away from your ability to do the things that you need to do to be successful? Like a family, children, a spouse, another job. All those things are things that keep you from making it happen. Now, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't be married and you shouldn't have children. That's ridiculous. But you should certainly carve out enough time so that you can make this work for you. This is a business where you can do very, very well if you do these kinds of things. And if you don't, well, probably you're going to have a different result. So to begin with, time management is probably a very important part of your business. You'd be able to manage your time. Look at how much time you have in a day. Look at how you can slice it up so that you can put time together for your business. And you have time for prospecting, have time for working on transactions that you have in escrow, have time for following up with clients. And you want to put these into little boxes so that you have maybe an hour in the morning to call all of your clients, maybe an hour in the afternoon to return all your phone calls that you got during the day. Different things like that. And what works best for you? When are you on? Are you on in the morning when you first get up, when you first get to work? Is your hot time in the afternoon when you're really rolling and you have things happening and you feel better about everything? You have to determine that yourself. But once you do, then you want to build your day around that. And it's very important to keep it in mind that as you progress through your day and as you make this a habit on a daily basis, you'll do better and better in your business. Some of the things you want to keep track of are prospecting for new business. Where are you going to get new business? How are you going to get new business? Buyer conversion process. Who's your lender? Who's on your team that's a lender that's going to help you get people pre-approved? Listing presentations. How many of those are you going to do in a week? And how do you get those? Are you going to be making phone calls, cold calls? Are you going to be knocking on doors? Are you going to be working for sale by owners? Are you going to be working expireds? Or some of each of the above? Your sphere of influence is probably your most important thing. That would be your database, everyone that you know, everyone that you've known, everyone that you've done business with, everyone you've worked with, everyone you've gone to school with. All those people should be in your database. As you talk to new people, ask them if they mind if you put them on your emailing list. If they say no, that means it's okay. Ask for their name, ask for their phone number, ask for their email address, and then hook them up. Most major companies have some kind of system where you can send out a monthly newsletter and you can send it out to people. So that's something to do. People give you permission, move forward and make it happen. Okay, some other things you want to look at are scripts and objections handling. You need to be able to do that. That's very important. I think I've spoken before about the real estate tripod. I'll talk about that again in the next section. But you want to know your scripts and dialogues so that you have answers for people when they put objections in front of you. Very, very important to do. And very, very important to know those. It's not something you can fake. It's something you have to know, have to have it in your mind. When someone says, I want to think about it, you have to have something to say. When someone says, I need to talk to someone else, well, you've made a mistake. That someone else should be with them when you're showing properties or when you're on that listing appointment. Okay, so we'll see you in the next section. Talk to you soon. Tom Morehouse, out.